Hey there, everyone. I'm Aaron Hughes, and I am talking about time management and productivity and getting things done. I talk about motivation, efficiency, and goal setting, and those types of topics. And lately, I've been thinking a lot about why some tasks are easy to do, and you knock them out and you get them done, and that's no problem. But some tasks get put on your task list, and they just keep getting deferred. They keep getting pushed back. You skip over them and do something else. I've been thinking about that a lot lately because I know that happens to me sometimes, and I think I'm not the only person that it probably happens to. Perhaps you or someone you know also has a task list and they're doing certain things but not other things. About a week ago, I suggested that one of the reasons that that happens is because you have a certain level of energy or resistance that you might have to a project or a task. And so you look at a task in your to-do list and maybe you feel real energized to do it. There's no resistance. You can jump right in. But maybe there's a task on there that you just don't want to do. You're not feeling up to it. It's, maybe more challenging or whatever. And so you've got a bit of resistance there. So that's one reason why I think some tasks don't get done. But there's another reason why I don't think they get done either. Why I think they get deferred and delayed and put off until maybe the last possible minute, or you just never quite get around to them. And I think this other reason is because of a lack of clarity. So I'll give you an example from my life because I'm not perfect. I'm a work in progress. And sometimes I do tasks really well. I'm very productive. And other times I'm skipping those tasks and putting them off too. And so I've learned that I need a certain level of clarity in my list of tasks, in my list of projects that I need to do. So one example is, I'm kind of navigating my day. I'm busy on Zooms, on phone calls, texts, emails. I'm running with my business partners a couple of companies, and we're working with clients and teams and that sort of thing. And somewhere in there, I realized, oh, I need to go to the bank because I have to deposit this check. It's not a check I can just kind of like upload to an app. I have to deposit it. And I also have to wire some money internationally. I can't do it online. I have to wire it in person at the bank. So I've got these two reasons to go to the bank. But in the busyness of my day, I just write down the word bank on my task list. Just bank. And so I've got my task list and I'm crossing things off. I'm running through it. But then there's this one that says bank. And it's just really like, it is kind of a nebulous type of task. And when I can pause, I can think about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I have to go to the bank to deposit that check and to wire that money. And I got to remember to bring my bank card with me. And while I'm out, I need to stop at the grocery store to get milk or whatever. But I've just got this one word on my task list. And because there's not a lot of definition around that word, there's not a lot of clarity, and I have to pause and think every time I look at that word, it pulls me out of my productivity, it pulls me out of my efficiency, and instead I just think, okay, what do I have to do there? Oh yeah, I have to do those things. And so I never get around to going to the bank. I always kind of push it off. And so the solution to this is to just get more clarity on your task list. To, like, instead of saying the bank, say like at such and such a day and such a time, going to the bank to deposit a check and to wire money. My client card is here, and my and the wire instructions that I'm wiring the money to is here. And so you put all of that information in your task list. And in that particular situation, I probably should just put it as an appointment instead of a task. Put it as an appointment or a meeting so that there's a time and date attached to it. That's a level of clarity that will actually ensure that the bank task gets done. And of course, that's just one example, but perhaps you can think of other situations where you needed to do something. You wrote down like one or two words on your task list, but then you never really kind of fleshed out what you had to do. And it just kind of sat there with a lack of clarity. And every time you wanted to think about the task, you had to pause and put together the pieces, and that pulls you out of your productivity. So get ultra clear in your tasks. If you have a piece of paper that you're writing your tasks down, Write down as much detail as you can. Better yet, if you have some kind of app or software or website or whatever that you're managing your tasks in, put down like what you're doing, who needs to do it or help you or hold you accountable, when it's going to happen, where it's happening, and all the details. Fill in as many details as you can. Now, I get that sometimes you're super busy, you don't have the time to do that. You just have the time to write down the word bank on your task list. But if you just take a minute, like 1 moment longer than writing the word bank, and instead fill out all of the pieces, you're actually going to be ultimately faster in total than having to pause periodically and try to remember what the task is and then get around to doing it someday. If you only take 1 extra moment when writing the task to add some clarity to the task. It seems like it slows you down, but it actually speeds you up in the greater scheme of things. So look at your task list, take a look at all the things, especially the things that you've been kind of deferring day after day after day, and consider if there's another level of clarity that you can add to your task to make sure that you get it done. All right, everyone, I hope that was super helpful for you. I need to remind that. I need that as a reminder for myself sometimes, and so I'm going to do that right now on my task list. I always love talking about productivity and time management, and so if you have a great time management strategy, tip, tool, idea, or hack or whatever, throw it in the comments below. I'd love to see what your favorite time management strategy is. All right, everyone, have a great day.